do you engage with joy? Change your attitude, right? Don't complain. Second thing, you got to replace those negative thoughts with positive ones. This may be the hardest internal struggle that we have, but I will tell you, it is possible. The first negative thought you've got to get over right now is the fact that you can't change your thoughts. How many of y'all are there? I know you are. I know I didn't even need to see you, and I know you're there. I know that you're like, I can't think positive. I'm my whole life. Maybe you talk like that, maybe you don't. Regardless, I already know that's a struggle for you because I've struggled with it myself. Listen, it's so easy to jump to the negative first. That's why it's a struggle for us to think positive. Romans 12:2 says it this way, and I love it. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Y'all, it is easy. It is so easy to just conform to how everybody else talks around you, how everybody thinks about a subject around you, and join in on the negative talk. But we're called to a different standard. And that standard is raised up and said, be transformed, renew your mind. Go through the process of rebirthing some things in there. Birthing is not necessarily the most fun experiences. I can speak from wisdom here. However, in your thought life, it's necessary to happen if you're ever going to experience joy. It's just vital. Another way for you to change your negative thoughts with positive thoughts is found in Philippians 4:6-8. And I love how the Message version puts this. It says, don't fret or worry. Instead of worrying, pray. Let petitions and praises shape your worries into prayers, letting God know your concerns. Before you know it, a sense of God's wholeness, everything coming together for good, will come and settle you down. It's wonderful what happens when Christ displaces worry at the center of your life. Summing it all up, friends, I'd say you'll do best by meditating on things true, noble, reputable, authentic, compelling, gracious. The best, not the worst. The beautiful, not the ugly. Things to praise, not things to curse. If we could grasp for 1 second what it is like to focus on the best, not the worst, the beautiful, not the ugly, things to praise, not things to curse. Y'all aren't cussing, are you? Don't confess right now. Save it for a trusted leader. Right now, I want you to think about those things that you instantly jump to in worry. Joy is found in the moments when you say, I can't let any space in my mind occupy negative stuff anymore. Okay? It's really simple in concept, harder in practice. But we're going to dive in this week, and I want to see you take on the hard work of replacing those thoughts daily. All right, one more thing I want you to do in order to engage joy this week. Focus on yourself less. Focus on others more. Now, I'm not saying that you should just completely count yourself out. The problem is that some of you have counted yourself out far too long. So I'm not asking you to do that at all. As a matter of fact, I really want you to find out who you are. We're going to talk about that later. But what I want you to do before we can even get there is lift your eyes, take a look around you, and see a need and fulfill it. You know, my kids do these great things in church on Sundays, and I get to hear from them, what have you learned today? And they were learning the word initiative not too long ago. And I remember saying, oh my goodness, that sounds like a big word for me. How'd you figure that one out? You know, what does that word mean? Define it. You know, I thought it was really going to stump them. And my son just looks at me and says, Mom, initiative means seeing something and then doing something. And sometimes it's just as easy as that, is you see a need that somebody else has and do something if it's in your power to do it. That's how you begin to think of yourself less and think of others more. And I guarantee I've not had a moment in my life where I didn't do that and I didn't feel joy rush right in. So this week, sum it all up. Let's do 3 things. It's really simple. Do things without complaining. Replace those negative thoughts with some positive ones, and think of yourself less and serve others more. Now, at the end of every one of these sessions, we're going to have some homework. And you may be thinking right now, that is the most boring, unjoyful thing you could ever tell me to do, Candace. I wanted to sign up for something. And usually I do that face because I know that's how I feel every time I hear the word homework too. But think of it as fun work, not necessarily homework. So every time I say homework, think fun work. Fun work. We're going to do it. I'm going to give you these points that are way more tactile. We get in these studies together, and I've been in them myself. And I have an assignment to fill in blanks and read through a few things and think on them and then come back and discuss. Can I just confess something? I'm that person that shows up 20 minutes before class starts and does all my week's work in that 20 minutes. Don't judge me, Christian people. Don't judge. So, since I got to make a study, I thought I need to do something where you're going to be accountable to it and a little bit more tactile than you've been asked to probably do ever. So you're going to have real work that you got to get your hands dirty and your thoughts in it, and you got to spend the time and effort. So this week's homework, I want you to do it all week long. Number 1, try to spend one full day. I'm not asking for all 7 days. Try to spend one full day without complaining or arguing at all. At all. Journal if it was easy or if it was difficult. And then write down, did you have some struggles or what were your initial thoughts? Did it make you feel better? Did you feel like, that was good? I felt like Rocky running up the steps. Maybe that's not how you play it out in your mind. That's how I do. But I want you to write those things down so you can share it with your group. The second thing I want you to do is make a list. Make a list of only positive things. Put it on a Post-it note. Maybe get a dry erase marker and write it on your bathroom mirror. But I want you to have before your eyes those things that Philippians 4:6-8 tells us to focus on and not worry about. Focus on things that are beautiful and not ugly, things that are praiseworthy, things that are noble. Put them in every place that you can find that you're looking on a daily basis, and see if your thoughts don't begin to change from negative to positive. And then this one, I don't want you to all of a sudden feel like you're responsible for owning and operating a soup kitchen. I just want you to see a need and fill the need. Serve someone this week. You know, the Holy Spirit is amazing at how he gives us that still, small voice when we see a need in somebody. But a lot of us just stop right there. Would you take this week and ask him, how can I fill that need? I know you just showed me there's a person in need, but how can I fill it? Sometimes we think, well, I'm just going to give them a bottle of water. And then we backtrack and go, but, bottle of water really wouldn't be it. They maybe need $20, or maybe they need this, or they really need an apartment. Maybe I should hook them up with a ministry down the street, or maybe they need... What if all the Holy Spirit's telling you to do is get them a bottle of water? Don't be so quick to dismiss when he's speaking to you in the simplest of things, because that leads to a simple joy that could eventually lead to extravagant joy. Okay, and then the last thing I want you to do this week is play. How many of you remember a toy from childhood that you absolutely loved? For me, it was these bad boys. Jacks and a little ball. Now, I was awful at this, but I remember there are rules to these, right? And you would have to bounce the ball, but pick up so many jacks before the ball actually came back in the air. I still, to this day, am not very successful at this game, but I feel like before I die, I might be. So, if you find me engaging in play, it's usually with these little things. What I want you to do this week is I want you to be nostalgic. I want you to go back to those places where you felt like I could play freely and I could engage joy daily without a worry or a care. And I want you to play. You know, I don't have any rules for this other than just have fun. Whether it be 5 minutes in your day or a full hour, I want you to play every single day as you hear the call from Joy to engage with her. I know, friends, that if you'll do the work, and if you listen more with your heart than just your ears, you will have joy in your life that is also defiant. And you will be able to laugh it up no matter the circumstance. And you'll be able to find and experience true freedom. So let's do it together. I don't know about you, but I am so pumped for this. Are you pumped? Tell somebody next to you I'm pumped. If you're doing it by yourself, give yourself a high five. It'll be awkward and you'll laugh, or maybe you'll just feel like, I'm not doing that, Candace. I'll see you in session 5. You'll be doing it. All right? Have fun. Make some new friends. Next week, bring snacks. Talk to you later. Bye. Vital. For those of you that speak dog, we got an interpreter for you right now. That was the Holy Spirit for all you dog lovers. Hey, she's not crazy. She's got wisdom.